Hi, my name's Alan Jurd. I'm a real estate agent in the Hunter Valley in New South Wales. I've been in real estate for more than 25 years, and during this period of time I've sold more than 5,000 properties. I've dealt with a lot of sellers, a lot of buyers, and also during this time I've been investing in property myself. I've seen 3 major cycles, and I've got a pretty good handle on what's happening in the marketplace. Today I want to talk to you about buying property versus renting property. I would overwhelmingly urge you to purchase property rather than rent, and I'm talking about residential property, but only on the basis that, one, you can afford to purchase. See, there's nothing worse than seeing somebody buy a property and not be able to stay there, because your greatest ally in real estate is time. And 2, you have to be prepared to be there for the long haul, because property is not a short-term game. It's not speculative, it's not a punt. Some people can be very lucky, but most often you have to be there for the time. And if you're there for the time, you'll always have a good result, as long as you can afford to be there. You see, the greatest ally you have in real estate investment is inflation. And that's the greatest reason you shouldn't be renting if you can afford to buy. 25 years ago, when I started in real estate, a standard house in Cessnock cost $40,000. Yes, that's right, $40,000. It cost you about $100 a week to borrow the funds to purchase that property. At the same time, the rent on that property was about $80 a week. Right now, that property would sell for $240,000. So if you still owned that property and you were still paying it off, you'd be paying $100 a week on a $240,000 property that cost you $40,000 to buy. If you had it rented, the rent would now be $300 a week. So during that period of time, the value of the property has gone up by 600%, and the rent has more than trebled over that 25 years. So if you'd waited 25 years and you were still paying rent, you wouldn't be paying $80 a week, you'd be paying $300. And when you do go out to buy a property, you wouldn't be buying that property for $40,000, you'd be buying it for $240. Property is the greatest hedge against inflation I know. Additionally, you have the security of owning your home rather than renting and maybe having to move. You can borrow against that asset, and particularly as it grows in value, you can borrow against it if you want to purchase other goods, cars, clothes, education. As the property rises in value, so does your wealth. In addition, if you're a first home buyer, there are substantial stamp duty concessions and bonuses from the state government to help first home buyers buy. It's forced saving, so rather than spending money that you may as well invest, you might otherwise have invested, the forced saving of having a mortgage ensures that you are spending that money sensibly. Best of all, if you are in your own home and not an investor, it is capital gains tax free. That's right, there is no tax on your own residence. It's the only form of investment left that is not taxed. So if you're looking to buy, I suggest you buy. You'll never pick the best time, you'll never pick the worst time, you just got to get into the market. But only if you can afford to, and only if you're there for the long term. Sometimes people are scared to get in because the market might turn and they lose their money. They only lose their money if they sell. And if you're renting, and you're renting long term, you're losing money all the time. You're not only losing the rent that you're spending, but you're also losing the opportunity as inflation takes over and pushes that asset ever forward. If you'd like to talk to me personally about real estate investment or buying your own home or any real estate matters, call me on 0417 677 924. Be happy to help. Thank you and good luck.